would say that human design is a system based on your time, date, and place of birth that reveals your energetic blueprint on how you're uniquely wired to thrive when it comes to building a business, working with teams, parenting, partnering, all the things. I think it gives us each kind of our own roadmap to doing life in a way that feels good for us. And I think so often we get tripped up in life because we just try to be a thing that we're not, and we try to mimic a path that doesn't actually work for us. And like I said at the beginning, like the magic that I found in human design is that like it offers us so much juicy self-knowledge, but it gives us so many tools. Like it actually helps us learn how to integrate that knowledge into our lives. So we actually like are using human design to live more aligned lives. And they're just like a bajillion different configurations. So it really reminds us of our uniqueness at like such a specific level.
And if there could be like a tagline for each type, what might those taglines be if they pop into mind?
So I think for manifesting generators, it would just be like a multi-passionate kind of doer and creative force. I think for a generator, it would be like a very kind of magnetic, masterful doer. I think for a projector, it would be a leader, guide, or advisor. For a reflector, it would be just like someone who sees things that no one else like sees. And for a manifester, it would be kind of like an innovative disruptor, somebody who's meant to kind of change the way that things are done.
Love that. Okay, so you and I, knowing that we're both projectors, I'd love to take a peek into my chart, your chart, whatever you want to look at, and just kind of break down a little bit of it and help everybody listening get to know like what's going on here when we look at a chart.
Yeah, the chart is not a very intuitive looking thing. I just want to warn people. So, if you want to look up your design, you can go to humandesignblueprint.com. And like we just mentioned, there are 5 different types. Projectors are about 20% of the population. So, I would just say, like, on a more general level, what it means to be a projector is that, like, our gift is not in our ability to do, it's so much in our ability to kind of see and be wise about people. And so
Cool.
projectors make very natural podcast hosts, teachers, guides, CEOs, leaders, managers, healers, like positions where they're really kind of guiding and supporting the other. As projectors, our energy can very naturally ebb and flow. And so we are designed to consistently do all day long. And kind of building space and rest and ease into our days is so essential. You know, projectors are here to be very successful, but they're really here to show us a new way of success, one that is like not based on like hustle or burnout. Projectors tend to really love systems like human design, like things that kind of can help deepen and offer us a framework to kind of leverage our wisdom around people. And what's really important as a projector is that we're here to be recognized and invited in. So we're not here to initiate, chase after, force. We're really here to kind of pay attention to where we feel the most seen, valued, and treasured, and invest our energy there. And also make sure that we are making ourselves visible and sharing ourselves with the world so the right people can find us. How does that all land for you as a projector?
Oh my God, it's so spot on. I always wondered, like as a kid, why I wanted to either be in the spotlight or just be giving unsolicited advice or like, and made me a little self-conscious. I was like, am I just like annoying or kind of a know-it-all? And then when I learned, just to offer it and just have it open, but like allow people to come to you when they're ready to receive it, or ask for your insight, it just changed my self-esteem, to be honest, and just helped me feel more comfortable in my skin, in my authenticity. And then once I kind of got that in my cells and that knowing and feeling really comfortable, I was able to just kind of take it to the next level and feel a lot more courageous going forward and really going after what I wanted and not thinking it was actually some kind of societal like conditioning. It's really what I want. I really am success driven, and now I'm not really ashamed of saying that. So it feels good. Yeah. I really like being a projector. And especially I think anybody listening too, if we can look up who else is a projector, like even celebrities or presidents or whatever, like it can give us some insight too. I don't know if that's helped you, but I liked looking
Yeah,
at other projectors. Hmm.
it's just like nice to know that there's such range and like what projectors can be. It's like, like Serena Williams is a projector. She's like such a successful athlete. A lot of presidents are projectors, like JFK and Obama. I think Jimmy Carter. There and then like so many celebrities, like Brad Pitt. It's so interesting. But I do think it's nice to just like be reminded of like the way that people can use their design to find flow in their lives. And like one thing to kind of know about human design is that it doesn't limit what we can do. It's like you're a projector and therefore you can't be this. It just like helps you know how to use your energy best to do whatever you want to do.
Hmm.
So like when there's so many layers in human design, I would say one other probably interesting layer is that we are all designed to make decisions differently. We find this in a place in our design called our inner authority. And so while you and I are both projectors, we're very different kinds of projectors. So I am what we call a wait for clarity or an emotional projector, which means that when making decisions, I'm meant to sleep on things and take my time and feel into things. Like I'm not really meant to be spontaneous or impulsive or fast. Whereas for you in making decisions, you're what we call a mental, and I mean, there's like a bajillion names for your type. It's like mental, environmental, none, be in the right space and talk it out. But I think what's most important is that you're somebody who is so highly and super sensitive to your physical space. And one of
Mhm.
the best things you can do to kind of support your own process of finding clarity is to plant yourself in spaces that feel good and just talk things out with people that you trust,
Mhm.
not to seek advice from others, but to see how things feel when you say them out loud. And often kind of planting yourself in a few different spaces to kind of talk things out can be such a beautiful way to access your own knowing.
Mhm. Oh my god, I love that. I actually have gotten myself into trouble before because I can't leave my home without my room in order because coming back to it clean and organized is like really important, and it's like essential to my mental health. So that is just totally spot on. Yeah. And that's so true. It's really interesting. I don't usually go to people for advice. I don't know about you, but in a way, like I do seek out business mentors or very specific books. So it's more like when I know what I want, I'll go and get it. Does that kind of make sense for a
Yeah,
mental authority?
totally. And it's also just nice for you to have sounding boards. It's nice for you to have people where it's just like, ask me questions, like help me connect to my own knowing. But
Mhm.
yeah, but you're also somebody who's just like so sensitive to who you're around. So also kind of planting yourself around people that feel really good, whether it's like somebody that is in business in a way that you aspire to be or whatever, like can be really nice because you're going to kind of amplify the energy you're around. So you might as well like choose to amplify the good stuff.
Mhm. I have never been a super social creature. It's kind of funny. Like I've never had like a huge group of friends. Like I always look at my sister. My sister's super social, always surrounded by like 10 people at a time. And I wonder if that has to do with that kind of mental authority
I
aspect.
mean, you're just like, you're so sensitive. There's just so much that you take in. And so, like, I would say, like, around the right people, it can feel like probably so uplifting and wonderful, but like, you are definitely going to need like plenty of space and time alone to recharge. I'd also say that in general, with projectors, like, our energy can operate really well with people one on one. There's such a focused energy to your design. And so, like, you've got such a gift for like seeing into people and making them feel deeply recognized. Um, and so that can just like come out really beautifully in like a one-on-one setting rather than kind of group setting.
Yes, I
Do you
love
feel
that.
that?
Totally, 100%. Yeah, I really
Yeah,
like I think that's why I love podcasting because it's an hour to just really get to know somebody and just dive a little deeper. So,
totally.
yes, that feels
Totally.
really good. So, what are the other types of authorities that people have? So, you said you're an
Yes.
emotional authority?
I'm emotional, wait for, or wait for clarity. There's also sacral or trust your gut. So these people are meant to kind of make decisions in the moment based on their gut feeling, which is like a very visceral feeling in their belly that either kind of pulls them toward or pushes them away from something. And you know, there's like so much advice out there, like follow your gut, listen to your gut, but like not all of us have access to the gut response, but like these people really do. Um, there are splenic or tune into your intuition. I'm offering two names because I've actually kind of like renamed them to make them more accessible, but there are the traditional names, of course. And that is really about trusting your intuition in the moment, which is not a gut visceral feeling. It's more kind of a quiet, intuitive knowing, a whisper that comes out of nowhere and disappears just as quickly. So these people often need to really invest their energy in practices that really help them quiet down and hear themselves. There are self projected or talk it out people. These people, similar to you, but a bit different, they also are meant to, this is only possible for projectors. They're meant to kind of talk things out to find clarity, but their decision making is really rooted in their identity. And so it's really useful to ask themselves questions like, will this decision make me happy, move me in the right direction, like allow me to feel authentically and creatively expressed? We've got two more. We've got ego or tune into your willpower authorities. These people are meant to make decisions based on what their heart is pulling them towards, what they desire, what they feel motivated to make happen. They've got so much power when they say yes. So it's so important to feel like their energy is really well taken care of in return. And then the final one is a reflector, and they're meant to give themselves a full 28 to 30 days before they make a big decision,
Hmm.
which is like, I just want to honor is not always feasible, you know. And I think what's most important is that like clarity really comes with time for them. Allows them to sample a decision from lots of different angles to really kind of untangle what's not theirs from like what is. But I think most importantly is that they are choosing based on their own timing and not on like anyone else's pressure or urgency.